Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. Really good to have your company today. Thank you for all my returners and subscribers, and if you're new here, welcome. Good to have you along today with me. Right, so thank you first of all for all of those of you that have commented on my last video. I really do appreciate it. I really should not keep saying that my videos are boring, because then it just generates all of you saying, oh no, you're not boring, which I do really appreciate, but I think it looks like I'm trying to, you know, I just shouldn't do it. So I'm going to try and stop doing that. So here today, there's a massively exciting video for you. Oops, sorry. So I thought what I'd do was, I've got a couple of videos in mind for the future. A couple of you have given me ideas on what to do. I've had this before about wanting to, you know, spend the day with me type of video, which I always think, well, I don't do anything very interesting to spend the day with me about, but then the people that do this on a regular basis don't really, do they? So perhaps I should just get over myself and have a go at that, and try and make it on a day when I'm actually doing something or going somewhere. Or if I do it on a day when I'm not really going anywhere, then you won't ask me to do it again, will you? So I'm going to have a go at that. The other thing I'm going to do is the you know, what I like to call the hairdos through the ages, as in my hairdos, because a couple of people have said that might be quite interesting. And I think that's a general thing, isn't it? It's even if you don't know somebody particularly well, and you happen to, you know, or your friends, you know, when you go through the photo album, or however if you're an old lady like me, you'll probably have physical photos as well as stuff on your phone. You know, it's really interesting to see how you looked when you were, I don't know, 15 or 50 or whatever it might be. And sometimes it's really funny, isn't it? And I noticed when I was going through my album, actually, I got my daughter did help me enormously with this. I said to her that I was going to do a video. It's not today, by the way, about hairdos, and she was really helpful. She just went through a load of stuff really quickly and sent some corkers in. So I'm just going to put that one together. But I thought what I'd do today is I was going to call it a Room 101. I did a Room 101 last year, which I think some of you enjoyed, and I quite enjoyed doing, because we all like a moan, don't we? A bit of a rant about stuff. But I don't know if it's really a Room 101, but it's just a few things that have been getting on my nerves lately, and maybe they would be better off in Room 101. So I've had a few thoughts down about that. And so I'm going to do that today. The other video I was thinking of doing, because as you know, I like to do videos about sort of stories that relate to me, and a lot of you as well. And I've done videos about being a granny, you know, a nana, whether I'm very good at that or not. I couldn't even start with whether I'm a good wife or not, because I don't think I am. But I thought I might do a video about being a step parent, and that's not, I don't mean in a, oh, I've done everything right and got things right, you know, and I want to tell you what to do or anything, but it's just a conversation of my experience, like all the other things I do, really. So if you've got any sort of points you want to raise before then about things that have affected you, we could all have a little bit of a chat about that. But today, anyway, we're going to do the Room 101 things. Now, I can't remember what I did last time, but I don't think I've duplicated anything. So the first thing on my list, which has been recently in the news, is the honours list. So if you don't live in the UK, and I don't know if any other country of the world does this, that's not a British, we don't say colony anymore, a British Dominion, I don't know what the word is. This brings me to another one of the things I'm going to moan about. But we have a system in this country where people are rewarded with titles or letters after their name because of good they've done, and I wholeheartedly think that is a wonderful thing. I just, for disclosure again, my cousin, I had a wonderful cousin who was just one of these people who was just like an angel, really. She's got a twin. They were twin girls, and they're both like that. They would do anything for anyone. They don't moan about anything. Nothing's too much trouble. And this particular cousin, she had a full-time business that she created, and she also was part of the Girls and Boys Brigade. Now I don't really know much about the Girls and Boys Brigade, and it's probably not called that anymore, but she used to be a churchgoer, and I think it started with that. And it was like, a group of people, and I think they were musicians, and, I'm not entirely sure what the whole business of it was, but this was something that she took charge of when she was young and kept doing it for years and years. And she was, I think I'm right in saying her relationship with the young people that over the years was so good that she was able to kind of counsel them and help them if necessary, and just be a great person whilst having a family, her own business to run. And then I would say probably about 14 years ago now, maybe 15 years ago, she was diagnosed with bowel cancer, and she hadn't got any grandchildren then. She'd just got her own children, and she had treatment for this, and basically it was very serious, at a serious stage, but she carried on with treatments and surgery for another, I don't know, well, she died in 2021, and she is much missed by so many people because she was just an angel, if you believe in angels, which I'm not sure if I do, but in this case I do. If there was an angel walking on earth, it was her. Unfortunately, her twin is still around, but and as part of this and the good she did, she was awarded an MBE, which is, I think, if you're not familiar, I think that means member of the British Empire. So it's a very worthy award. So what I'm telling this for is I don't have any issue with people that work in the community like she did, people that better situations for other people. For example, that guy Bates, who was the man who, there was a TV show about all the poor post office people that were diddled out of money, the postmasters scandal, and I think he got knighthood. All very well deserved, much deserved. People who work in my local community, you see in the local paper who's been awarded a CBE, an MBE, a damehood, a knighthood, and I think there's other levels of awards as well. I couldn't agree more with all the work they do. I just have a bit of an ick about people like pop stars and actors and people who do their job that they're paid to do well, and they get an award for that. Now, the thing I have about actors, with actors, basically anyone who does something like that, actors or pop stars, for example, somebody like Elton John, who's done a massive amount for AIDS, I don't have an argument with that. But some people seem to, admittedly I don't know everything that all these folk do, and maybe they don't shout about it, so I might be misjudging some of them, but a lot of people just seem to get to be an old pop star that's still alive, and they get a knighthood. Or you don't hear so much about the women, really, do you? Perhaps you do, and actors, I think I was having this argument with my friend the other day. Well, not an argument, but she obviously didn't agree with me. But I said, well, why do you give actors and actresses, or they're all actors now, aren't they? Sorry, an award for, you know, you're a dame of the empire or a knight of the realm or whatever the correct name is, just for pretending to be somebody else. So that's what acting is, isn't it? Again, those of them that do lots of charity work, and there will be many of them, fair enough, but some of them I just don't really get it. And I just think that maybe they should, I mean, the king has to approve any, and people suggest, like with my cousin, I think it was suggested that she deserved an award by people that she worked in the community with, and I think that is sent to somebody, and then I think the king probably approves it. I'm talking about something I don't have a great deal of depth about, but basically, lots of people do deserve them. People on the, you know, at the level of doing amazing things that they didn't need to do, but they are doing, and they're making changes to people's lives. But I just think people who act and, you know, that's it, and they just because they've been around a while, you know, even somebody like you know, Maggie Smith, I really liked her. That she was great, and I know she was a dame, and she possibly did charity work. I don't know, but somebody like that sort of level of actress. Why do you get an award just for, you know, pretending? Really, I don't really get it. I mean, people like Sadiq Khan got a knighthood this time round, and you think he's the Mayor of London, and I don't think he's a particularly great mayor. I mean, he doesn't affect anything here that I do, because I don't live in London, but you know, forever on the local news, because we come under London local news, and you know, there's just so many people that, and I mean, Keir Starmer, you know, he got it for work for the public prosecution office that he used to work for, and I think, I don't know, did he deserve it? But also people who just do it for, who get an award for just doing the job they're paid for. I don't know, do you think they all deserve MBEs, CBEs? I don't know really. I think this is probably not a very good use of, you know, the thing to moan about, because I think it's, you know, there are probably lots of you sit there watching me thinking, well, I think, you know, so-and-so's great, why not give them a knighthood? But I don't know, it just seems when they get these lists out every year and we read them, and I think, apart from, like I say, with a caveat of all the people at grassroots level, if you like, that do a day's work and then they do other stuff and they go above and beyond, give them all the awards you want, but just some of these other people, I don't know. Anyway, that's my number one thing. My next moan, to go into room 101, is the news, and I've talked about this before, the ITV and BBC News, and probably other stations as well. I don't really watch the news on other stations. Promoting TV programmes, you know, going on about every year we get Strictly thrust down our throats, all these sort of celebrity-based reality programmes, you know, The Traitors, you know, I rarely watch ITV News, but I'm sure they do the same thing. I'm not just picking on the BBC, because I mean, I watch the BBC News all the time. And I do wonder about that, and I just think it's all sort of self-promotion. And the morning BBC News show, or BBC breakfast programme that I watch, they're always, I know they've got to fill 3 hours, but I think, why not have the programme a bit shorter and not keep dragging people on that are in the next TV show? I just want the news on a news programme. I don't really want all that other stuff. Well, you obviously have to put up with sport, which I'm not interested in, but I appreciate you have to have news and sport. But anything else, just some of the stuff they cover is just beyond me, really. I'm going to stop at that on that one. It's just a moan. The next thing is reality programmes. Oh, I mean, I think we're all behaving. Let me start this sentence again. We were chatting this morning, current husband and myself. I don't know. Oh, I think it was because there was some more stabbings and all these poor young people that are just, oh, I don't know what's happening with the world. And we all, again, I might have mooted this before, but when we had the lockdown and we were all lovely to each other, weren't we? Basically because we weren't really seeing each other. I know that things obviously that went on in people's homes, like potentially domestic situations, they were probably 1,000 times worse. But generally speaking, for the rest of us, we were all clapping each other and all feeling, you know, doing what we could and helping the old lady down the road and everything. But since we've come out of that, the world seems to have got 100 times worse. And I know folk will say, well, this is always the way, but we didn't really learn anything, did we? We all promised that we were going to be kinder and, you know, just kinder and more generous to people in spirit, not just, you know, I don't mean money, but we really aren't. If we were all right before, we're probably still all right, but nothing has changed with anybody else, really. And I think a lot of it comes down, if you boil things right back to a lot of the behaviour you see on these TV shows now, a lot of these reality programmes. I don't really watch a lot. I watch, I don't know if things like the Sewing Bee, which is a thing that the public take part in, I suppose that's reality, is it? I don't really know. But things like all these dating shows and Love Island and I'm going to put an old girlfriend in with a new girlfriend and the boyfriend and see which one he likes best type thing. It's my dog. Oh, I've got to show my dog at the end because somebody wants to see her. Brace yourselves. And she's doing that scratchy thing. No wonder I keep you losing my thread. Yeah, I don't think that they help the situation because the way all these people look, for a start, they're all impossibly beautiful. My daughter likes watching them, one of my daughters, and I said, well, doesn't this depress you? And she said, oh, I think it's funny. But I don't, because they're generating all these miserable situations, and although I don't watch them, I bet, you know, that there's lots of tears, lots of crying, lots of sobbing through them because girls, you know, aren't being treated well by these boys and boys aren't being treated well by these girls that are all in this show. And the married at first sight thing, I mean, surely this is all cheap telly, is it? Do you think that's what it is? I don't know why we got so much of it. I did watch a series of that once, the Australian one. We just stumbled on it a few years ago, this is now. And we did get quite engaged in it, me and current husband. But at the end, I'd found that was all a bit of a fix. And the people that had won it, who we thought were a couple, you know, ended up as a couple, or they had a good relationship at the end. I can't really remember it now. That was all a bit of a fix. And he was married to somebody already and just did it for the money, and she did it for some other reason, I don't know. And I thought, you know, it's just, and that was, none of these are harmless programmes, are they? But, you know, just marrying somebody at the drop of a hat and then hoping that they get on, but then knowing they probably won't, and that'll cause a lot of angst and arguing. And I don't really get it. And the impossibility of how, the impossibly beautiful, I can't put it into words. You don't see just regular girls and boys on these programmes, do you? They're always, you know, primped and preened and pumped with that stuff in their face. So basically there's a whole generation of girls, well, and blokes, I suppose, that are beginning to all look the same as each other with all this sort of going on with the eyelashes and everything. So I think that's just making, depending on the sort of person you are, it's the kind of Instagram thing, isn't it? That people are living all these wonderful lives and really they're not. I mean, even on a very small thing like me sitting here, you know, you've seen my house, I've shown you around everything, but I always make sure I tidy up a bit before I come on, just in case there's anything going on in the... Actually, I didn't really check too well today, but I don't think there's like an old pair of knickers or something on the bed. You know, the things you don't want to see. So we're all kind of, you know, you tidy up before a friend comes round, don't you? Or you might wash your hair, or, you know, so we're all kind of, we do it anyway, but this is just very extreme, and I don't think it's good for society, really. I think young people, I mean, I'd hate to be young now. I don't want to be old, but wouldn't like to be young with all the way, the expectations really we put on ourselves, because we think that these people we see on the TV, it's normal, and I don't think it's funny. I just think it's a bit sad. Right, next thing, superstitions. Now, I thought of superstitions, but then I thought, well, I think I'm a bit superstitious with some things, because it made me think, because the other day when I bought some shoes, I made sure I didn't put them on the table. I bought some slippers, didn't I? Thank you for all the interest in my slippers, by the way. Lots of you have got the same ones, and I've got them on now. I've got nice toasty feet. Keep forgetting to put them on, but I put them on for my video. So I do things like, I don't put new shoes on the table. The other thing I do is I don't walk past anyone going the other way on the stairs in my house or in somebody else's house. But having said that, that's rubbish, because when you're out in shopping centres and things, you're going past somebody. You don't have you don't say to the person at the top, stop, because I want to come up, and it's unlucky. You just do it, don't you? So it's a ridiculous thing, but I tend to do it in the house. If the kids are coming down and I'm going up, I say, oh, don't do that, it's unlucky. But it's not, is it? It's just not. And the other thing I do, I say white rabbit on the first day of the month. My mum used to do that. So I've kind of, I don't know, I think you're supposed to say black rabbit on the last day, and white rabbit on the first of the last day of the previous month, and white rabbit on the first day of the next month. And then you'll have a good month. Now, I don't know. I do that religiously, actually, the white rabbit thing, not the black rabbit thing, because I never think about that. But every time I do, I just have a little thought of my mum. So perhaps that's why, I don't know. I mean, no shoes on the table. There's loads you don't even know about, like that one for sorrow, two for joy thing. I didn't know about that until my children were at school, and they go around saluting magpies all the time. They still do it. I mean, I've never done it because I didn't know you were supposed to. So, I don't think that's brought me any particular bad luck. I don't know. But I'd like to kind of stop. But I suppose it's harmless, isn't it? It's not. I'd walk under a ladder if that was the only way of getting round. I wouldn't walk under a ladder if I thought someone had a paint pot at the top, just in case they dropped it on me, but not for any other reason. I don't really have a thing about the number 13. I do remember once we were going on a holiday on a plane, and we were in row 13, and I thought, oh. Then I thought to myself, well, if anything happens to the plane, it's not just going to be row 13, is it? So that's ridiculous. And I don't really know a lot more. Oh, you say things, don't you, like touch wood? Touch wood we go, don't we? But I'm sure there's some substance to why we say that, but I don't know what it is. But it's not something I remember to say very often. So my one is usually white rabbit, and no putting shoes on the table. But, oh yeah, the other one's brollies, isn't it, indoors? Well, you don't really need a brolly up indoors, do you? Umbrella, if you don't know what a brolly is. So, yeah, I think the white rabbit thing is the one I do, and I think I do that because of my mum. Next one, New Year's resolutions. What about those? I think we should get over New Year's resolutions. I think if there's a room 101, that should go in there, because it puts a lot of stress and strain on people. It's invariably about getting fitter. That's all I ever hear people say. What's your resolution? Well, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. All these things. I don't really hear anyone say, oh, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to buy a new car, or my New Year's resolution is I'm going to join a choir. I mean, those are things you just want to do, aren't they? And you want to do them and can afford to do them, you do it. You don't need to resolve to do it. I suppose things like I'm going to be kinder to people. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. Moan. I'm not going to moan so much. Oh, I couldn't really keep that. No, moaning is one of my hobbies. Yeah. So yeah, New Year's resolution. I know that it's the 1st of January is like a restart. There's numerous videos on YouTube, and not just YouTube, other things as well, with people talking about making, reset everything, reset. If somebody says reset to me again, I don't know what I might do. But basically you don't, do you? It's the same old, and we go from year to year. Every year we hope things are going to be better in the world, and they seldom are. I mean, on the subject of the world, those poor people in America. I mean, we've had rotten weather here. When I got up this morning, it was -4, and I looked a little while ago and it's -3. I've been out with my dogs and it is blooming cold, but this is absolutely nothing compared to some of the misery in the United States. And I know I've got some viewers in the US, and I hope you're all safe. If you're not, you probably won't be watching me, will you? But I really sincerely hope you're okay, because there's been massive snowstorms, blizzards, God knows what else in one part, and then there's awful fires. So poor people in California. I was having a chat actually with the delivery man today. I had the rest of my Sainsbury's shop came today for the weekend and into next week. And we were talking about recycling, because we were saying, we started to recycle, certainly in the UK, and it's quite a serious thing. But the world and other countries do. I know there are some countries that don't recycle very well, but it seems to me if for the last, say, 10 years, we've all been doing our bit for the recycling and disposing of things sensibly, and not buying things that are polluting the air as much as we used to. Why are things getting worse rather than maybe plateauing out or getting better? But he was saying that he stayed in a friend's flat round here where we live. So his friend was poorly and needed to be somewhere where there were no stairs, so they did a house swap while his friend was poorly. So he stayed in this person's flat where they had so they could tackle the stairs and the friend didn't have to. And he was saying there were absolutely no recycling facilities in these flats. And I thought, well, my daughter until recently lived in a flat, and she had exactly the same thing. She didn't do any recycling, not because she didn't want to, but there were no facilities. Everything just went in like one of those big biffa bin things. And so I think I like to think we're doing our bit, but it's not making any difference, so we need to do something about that. So yeah, that's not really a New Year's resolution. It was just something I threw in, and it was nice to have a chat to the Sainsbury's delivery man. And the last thing I've got, thank God, is political correctness. And I really struggle with this because, and I don't think I'm on my own. The way, I mean, you probably hear me, I've done it in this video. You don't know what to call someone for fear of, or something for fear of offending somebody. And my last intention in the world is to offend anyone. But everything you say now is, you take a bit of a risk, whatever you say. But if you're on social media at all, I mean, people come down on you like a ton of bricks, don't they? And there's a sort of a two-way thing, isn't there? Because most of us believe in free speech. Certainly, I'm talking about the UK really, because I don't know. In some countries, obviously, that's not tolerated, and depending what sort of regime you live under. But there's, on one side there's free speech, and on the other side of the coin, it's, well, you can't say that. You can't say that. Well, why are you saying that? You can't offend this group of people or that particular individual, or and things we were allowed to say in a non-offensive way. We thought we were being polite 50 years ago, referring to a particular type of person. It's mainly with individuals rather than you know, situations, isn't it? You fall over things. You know, we would say these words, and now oh my God, you can't say that, you can't say that. And I'm forever correcting current husband, because he's even further behind the times than me, and some of the stuff he comes up and says, you can't say that, you can't say that. And it's just so hard, it's so difficult. And if you're saying something with intent to offend somebody or a group of people, you should be pulled up on it. But if it's just the way you've worded something, I think there should be a little bit more, you know, give and take with this. So I find political correctness extremely difficult to manoeuvre, and I suspect a lot of you might as well. You know, I'm saying this, I'm hoping I'm not offending you talking about political correctness, because oh dear. Right, so they're my things. So with the honours list, you might not agree with that, but if you get the gist of what I'm saying, news programmes promoting TV shows, oh dear, reality programmes that basically make, you know, the generation coming up feel like poop. Superstitions, New Year's resolutions, pointless really, I think, and political correctness. They're my things for today. I hope you agree with some of it. Maybe you won't, but if not, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. I mean, you don't have to write comments if you agree with everything I say. You know, if you don't agree, that's absolutely your bag, and I'm always happy to hear from you and to read your comments. Oh, I've got a hairy mouth. I always enjoy reading your comments, and I try and get through them all. Again, I always say, I hope I haven't missed anybody that commented on the last video. I've been through and checked. I will check again, but I do appreciate you taking the time. And it's nearly always the same people that comment. So if there's anybody new out there that, or you know, you might not be a new viewer, but you know, do feel free if you want to write something. I look forward to hearing from you. When I did my last video, my dog was sort of in the background somewhere, and one of you said to me, oh, can we see your dog next time, or something like that anyway. And I will try and pick her up in a minute. She's just having a little bit of a rest on the carpet, so I'll do that in a minute. But I was going to show you before I go, I did my London Lego thing. I thought I'd show you, and I think I'll put this down in the downstairs loo, which might be a bit of an odd thing to do, I don't know, but it's because I've got a London theme in my downstairs loo. Oh, by the way, I keep forgetting to say when I start my videos what I do. I do every now and again, I remember, but if you're new, I tend to, it's more of a lifestyle channel, I think, and I do like a chat, as you can probably tell. I'm 71 years old, I'm plus size, I'm a size 20, give or take. Live in the southeast of England, and I do sort of home decor, decorating, as in, you know, wallpaper and whatnot, so sort of room makeovers. I like doing some gardening. I'm going to try and do a bit more craft-based stuff this year because I've got stuff to do and I just haven't got round to it. I do fashion hauls occasionally when I find things I liked, you know, I want to show you. And makeup and stuff, get ready with me, not really my bag, but you know, I do show you my shopping hauls. So if I buy makeup, you know, I will show you all that. So I like a shopping haul and a fashion haul occasionally, but I've said before, you know, I don't want to just go and buy things just for the sake of it, and there's loads of other YouTubers out there that do those sorts of videos much better than me, but I will do them, and you know, keep coming with ideas for me if you'd like to see me do anything other than that. So yeah, so this is my Lego thing. One of you actually said you'd made this, and she enjoyed making it, and I enjoyed this as well. There was what was it the other night that was on? Football, wasn't it? Yeah, Current Housewives. He liked Spurs. Oh dear. Sorry if you like Spurs. There we go. Not very politically correct, was I? So I thought, oh, I'll come up and make a start on this, and it, you know, I really got into it. So we've got, I forget what this was called. Not Mansion House, is it? Oh, anyway, Nelson's Column, Big Ben and a bit of Parliament there, I think, Tower of London and the London Eye, and I thought it's really cute. I'm really quite pleased with that. I hope you can see it all right. I mean, you know. Oh, and I'll tell you what though, like there was one bit that I couldn't find in the pieces, because it's all fairly idiot proof, isn't it? And it was just a little, you know, a little the two Lego bobble things, one of those which was white, so I couldn't find one, but luckily there was some Lego in the other room that the kids did and they're not interested in anymore, so I managed to find a black one. So there's a black one there which shouldn't be, but hey ho. I was going to say no one's going to know, but you know now, don't you? Don't tell anyone. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And I've started on, my son bought me this for Christmas, and I've started on this one. I'm going to do this one. You can do 3 different, you can do, where are we? We've got a boot with flowers in, and these are parrots sitting on a plant, I think. And so I've started doing this one. So I've got the little watering can done. There's about 10 million pieces in the bag to make the flowers, so God knows how long that'll take me. And I've still got this one that my daughter got, so I will be doing that at some point and putting those in a vase. So I'm pleased with all those things. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I'll show you. Hang on, I'll get my dog. Right, this is my dog. This is Bo, and she's she's lovely. She's 12. She's a good girl. Yes, I know you don't really want to. You're not interested, are you? Not interested. But she's a schnauzer, a black schnauzer, and I'll try and grab the other one. Oh. This one weighs a ton, and this is Tilly. So for that lady that wanted to see my dogs, there they are. Thank you so much for watching. Really good to have your company today. I shall be back with you on, what day is it? Today's Friday. So I'll see you on Tuesday. I might do the hairdos one next. I know that Nanny Gino said she's doing something similar. I don't want to clash with her, but then I'm sure we'd do a different take on it. And yeah, being a step parent, if you've got any questions that you want to ask me before I do a video, I'm not sure if I will or not, but I thought it might be quite interesting just to share experiences, because I'm sure there's lots of us out there that are step parents, and it's not really anything that you can be prepared for, is it? So yeah, look forward to seeing you again soon. You take care. Bye bye for now.